In the beginning of the drama, we see our male lead Dong, who was a very talented data miner. His eyes and intuition were so sharp that just in one look he could tell the age, annual income, and weakness of any person. While using his skill in the casino, he noticed a man. He was like a manual labor type wearing a simple shirt, and he didn't even look like a regular customer. He was continuously losing his money. Normally people just watch. But Dong told the staff that give that man free food and stay so that he becomes calm and does not lose all the money in anger. Usually the aim of the casino is that the player's pocket becomes empty. But Dong's thinking was different. He believed that if someone loses everything in one go, maybe he will never come back. If smart management is done, he will come again, and in long term the casino will get more profit. The president of the casino liked his idea and the partners also agreed. The president even started to think of investing in him. Just then everyone saw that the same man sold his car and again came back to the casino with cash. Seeing this, the president said that life is so unpredictable and the desire of a human never ends. Only from data it is not possible to understand the whole world. Then he gave his business card to Dong and invited him for dinner. That same night, someone broke the glass of Dong's car. He went to the police. In CCTV, it was seen that a man first checks a number in his phone and then breaks the car glass. That means someone did it because of enmity. But Dong neither knew that man nor remembered that he ever had a fight with anyone. Now, since the car was damaged, he started to go home by metro. In the metro, he heard that a man was loudly shouting Ning. He saw that a man was harassing a girl. He was forcing her to go outside with him. The girl was refusing, but he was asking the reason again and again. Some students on the side were making video of that scene. Then the girl turned back and answered him. Dong became shocked because he knew her. She was the female lead of our drama Ning. Now immediately, he goes back in memory to school days when he was playing football with his friends and saw Ning for the first time, who always used to eat lunch alone, and from that time Dong had a crush on her. Ning was a kind of special type of girl. Almost all boys of the school had attention towards her, and Dong was also one of them. He used to silently look at her often, but at that time some strange rumors were spreading in the school about her. That's why she always stayed alone. On a rainy day, Ning didn't have an umbrella, so a boy said that he was going in the same direction and she could share the umbrella with him. He walked with her till home, and when he was about to leave, he left the umbrella with her and said actually he lived in the opposite direction. He only came here to confess his feeling. He said goodbye and left, but after a few steps a lightning struck and fell on that boy and he died. The next day in school, students secretly started talking as if they remembered that before also such incidents had happened. After coming back to class, everyone started avoiding Ning. Chen saw that she was secretly crying and the students were gossiping that the school accident had some link with Ning. Rumors spread that whoever comes close to her will die. That's why people started to call her witch. But Dong took her side and argued that judging someone only on rumors is wrong. Just because she was present there or the accident happened near her house, that is not solid proof. On a school trip, Dong was taking photos of his friend. He also secretly clicked Ning when she was sitting alone reading a book. Just then he saw that a boy who had just talked to her got injured on one leg, and the teacher had to carry him for treatment. Ning was standing in shock and her whole body was trembling. Later, when Dong developed the photo, Ning's face was looking very distressed. Next day, the injured boy came to school and gave a blaming look directly to Ning and also warned the other students to stay away from her. At lunch break, when Dong saw the bench where Ning used to sit alone was directly under the sun, he requested his mother, who ran a store, to donate an awning for the school. The next day, he happily saw that Ning was sitting comfortably there. But in final year, another boy from the same class who had feelings for Ning was consoling her one day. He was saying that the lightning accident before were not her fault. He was about to confess his heart, but Ning stopped him and said, "Stay away from me." Still, that boy followed her and suddenly a high voltage wire fell on him and he died. This strange incident made the rumors even stronger. Now everyone started to believe that Ning is a witch. Her usual bench was also broken by the student. On a snowy day, she looked back at the school and left forever. Dong was sitting in class that day. He thought that when the bell rings he will go and confess his feeling. But Ning never came back. Some years later, Dong met her again and he felt that this is the game of fate. He quietly started to follow her, and now when she came out from the metro, she went to a residential area where he saw that Ning was feeding cats, but was also saying something to them. He understood that she was still living with the curse. She was living like this only. Still, Dong kept walking behind her, and he felt that the people who are destined will meet again one day no matter what. Next day, he searched in detail about the harassment case. In the video which students had uploaded, it was clearly visible that as soon as Ning got down, that man followed her, and suddenly he got a heart attack and died there only. Seeing this, Dong became even more curious. He met his friend Kim, who is a detective. He shared his doubt. Is it possible that some people have such a curse? Like whichever team they support, that team loses. When they stand in line, till their turn things get finished, or machines break as soon as they use. Detective Kim just called it coincidence. But in Dong's mind it was fixed that maybe this is a death curse. He thought, if I understand its pattern, if I know its rules, then maybe I can break it and save someone's life. Now the story goes to Ning's perspective. She was a girl who was very cheerful before, always used to stay with a smile. In childhood, once when she was playing with an elastic band, one boy cut her rubber band. In the next second, that boy fell into a sewer train, and one boy who liked her and had brought flowers for her, as soon as he gave flowers, immediately after that he died in a car accident. In the beginning, Ning thought this is just a coincidence, but in high school, she saw that things were becoming more serious. One senior who liked her also faced it. That boy got admission in Korea University. Happily, he gave his notebook to Ning and expressed his feelings that I will wait for you. But at that moment, he fell on the ground. Everyone thought maybe an insect bit him. That boy recovered, but he left the city and went to university. He never met her again. After this, rumors spread even faster. Everyone started saying this happens because of talking with her. One day in class, when girls were discussing this, one boy suddenly spoke in between that these are baseless rumors. He also gave a milk carton to Ning and said what happened with the senior was just an accident, not because of you. On her birthday, when Ning expected that her father will bring a gift for her, he just gave her money and told her to give treat to her friends and become close with them. Ning lied to her father that she has many friends so that he doesn't get worried. But at that time she started to feel that the curse was becoming more powerful. And one day in class it came out that 12 male students got food poisoning, but girls were completely safe. And now again finger was raised towards Ning that she is a witch who attracts boys and curses them. From that day Ning started to carry guilt inside. She decided that now she will stay away from people. She will stop interacting. Even on a school trip, one boy tried to express his feelings by giving her a drink, but Ning immediately stood up and left from there without listening. After some time, that same boy was taken away by a teacher on shoulder with a leg injury. With time her curse started to grow more. Now in art class one boy's finger got cut. Then one boy twisted his ankle while playing basketball. One student hit a metal pole. And in dance class another slipped and got injured. Seeing all this, now even boys started to avoid her. This started to spread everywhere in the school. Some people even became so cruel that they blamed even her mother's childbirth death on her. One boy who liked Ning came to comfort her. He said these are just accidents, it is not your fault. But Ning stayed silent, and she started to keep distance from him so that he stays safe. But that boy still followed her, and after some time a high voltage wire fell on him, and he also died. After this, Ning's witch reputation became permanent. School had become a hostile place for her. Finally, she dropped out of school and started staying only at home. Her father could not understand why suddenly his daughter stopped going to school. He went to talk with her classmates, and there he came to know her cruel nickname witch. Hearing this, he was very broken. When he was leaving the school with her belongings, he saw that Dong was erasing all the written things from that bench where Ning used to sit. Dong promised him that I will find a way to help her. Hearing this, her father became emotional and said, never forget your word. One day you only will save my daughter from all this. Ning was still locked in her room and wished that people will forget her. But rumors spread in the whole village. Her father, seeing his daughter in pain, started confronting the neighbors. He used to scold them. But as soon as he left, people again started gossiping. Some even started to warn Dong's mother that keep your son away from that cursed girl. One day when her father came back home, he saw that Ning was feeding Cat. She asked her father to bring food for Cat. At first he refused, but later he went to Dong's mother's shop. That shop was mainly of fertilizer and pesticides, not pet food. But in sympathy, Dong's mother gave that cat food, which earlier Dong had bought it. Later, when the senior students graduated, a girl who was once Ning's friend secretly left a bouquet and a photo album at her door. Dong was watching everything secretly, and he also felt like giving her flowers. But as soon as he tried to approach, Ning opened the door. Dong got panicked and ran away from there. Ning thought that he was the one who kept those things. Then her father encouraged her. He said if you pass the academic exam, you will get a diploma and can go to university. After the potato harvest, I will sell this house and land, and we will shift to Seoul. We will start a new life away from all the rumors. Hearing this, Ning's heart was filled with hope again, and she started studying hard. On the day of harvest, she saw her father working alone. Her heart didn't agree, so she went to help him. Suddenly, a snake bit her, and she fainted. When she woke up, she saw her father lying unconscious. She understood that her father had sucked the poison to save her life. Ning screamed for help, but her father stopped her. He said if people see, they will blame you only. Ning acted like she agreed, but finally, her father died in her arms, and she became an orphan. As expected, all the villagers blamed her again, saying she was the same witch who killed her mother at birth, and now her father too. After hearing all this, Ning decided to leave the village forever. She went to Seoul, where she decided to live alone forever. We now see Dong, who was sitting in his statistics class on the first day of college. He gave his introduction, and the professor asked him why he chose statistics. Dong said that there is a problem in his life he wants to solve. That's why he chose statistics. While they were talking, a boy was trying to leave the class from behind. The professor saw him and asked his name. He told his name was Kim. He was also a different kind of person, just like Ning. Classmates also spoke bad about him. The regret of not being able to help Ning was still inside Dong's heart, so he tried to be friends with Kim. At first, Kim avoided him, but Dong kept trying to talk with him. Slowly, seeing his efforts, Kim agreed, and they both became good friends. During summer vacation, when Dong went back to his village, he found an old photo of Ning. Dong's mother told him that the laundry shop owner's son was in the hospital because a wild boar attacked him. Hearing this, people started believing more strongly that Ning brought bad luck and was a witch. Dong got angry and tried to explain to Dong's mother using statistical data that accidents and deaths are common things, and blamed Ning is wrong. Then he went to her house, but the house was empty, and a for sale board was there. He had made an analysis report to prove that Ning was not a witch, but by the time he reached, it was already too late. The college professor praised his hard work, but pointed out some incorrect things in his report. The professor said Dong made biased data that only supported his own belief. He gave a detailed list and told him to research again. After analyzing again, Dong reached a shocking conclusion. All the accidents and misfortunes had one common factor: Ning. It meant maybe she really had a curse. After graduation, Kim became a detective, and Dong became an excellent data miner. One day, Dong got a call from his mother. She told him she was very sick and wanted to go to the hospital. Dong immediately took her to a big hospital in Seoul, but he knew that her days were numbered. Before dying, Dong's mother told him her last wish. She wanted to meet Dong's father surrounded by flowers and look beautiful. She wanted her farewell to be done with dignity. She asked Dong to sell their family shop and house. Then she revealed a secret she had never told anyone, that she too was responsible for sending Ning away from the village. When she saw Ning's photo on Dong's desk, she got scared that her son might also fall under that curse. Because of the rumors, she took a tough decision. But when she saw Ning waiting alone for the bus, her heart melted. She not only dropped her at the bus station, but also bought her house to help her financially. She always felt guilty for what she did and wanted to apologize to Ning, but never got the chance. She remembered that Dong always said Ning is not a witch, so she told her son that if he ever meets her, he should apologize on her behalf. After arranging a beautiful funeral for his mother, while organizing her things, Dong found his old statistics reports and notebooks made for Ning. His mother had kept them safely and secretly read them. She couldn't understand much, but she believed in his conclusion that Ning was innocent. Later, when Dong met Ning again, he saw her from a distance and promised himself that he would surely find a way to break her curse. On the other hand, Ning now lived alone in a small rented apartment. She only came out at night when everyone was sleeping and worked by translating travel programs for her friend to earn money. She had only one friend, Yulan, who sometimes used to come to meet her and always took care of her. She talked to her on the phone and told her that during her translation work, she saw a small Austrian town that was almost empty. She said she had a dream that one day she would also go there and walk freely on the streets like normal people do. Here, Dong had decided that he would definitely uncover the truth behind Ning's curse. Ignoring his partner's request, he left his company job and shifted to the area where Ning lived. He tried to rent an apartment just opposite her so that he could observe her life and movements closely. But the apartment he wanted to rent was already taken by someone else. The real estate agent requested the current tenant, Liang, to at least allow Dong to see the room once so he could understand the angle and position. But Liang refused directly. So, with no other option, Dong rented an apartment on the floor below. But he didn't give up. He kept visiting the convenience store where Liang worked and offered help again and again. Slowly, Liang melted because of his persistence and allowed him to see the apartment. Then Dong made him a deal. He said he would pay 3 months' rent in advance and cover all the moving expenses, only if Liang swapped the apartment with him. Liang agreed, and finally, Dong moved into the apartment that was directly in front of Ning. On the same day, he got a call from the police. They found out who had damaged his car. The man's name was Jang Ho, who owned a small paper cup factory. Because of war management and bank policies, his factory was closed and destroyed. Filled with sorrow, Jang Ho even created chaos at the bank. There, an employee told him that the system which had rejected his loan was made by Dong's company, and his photo was also on the website. Since then, he wanted revenge from Dong. After leaving the police station, Dong asked who to contact for streetlight repair. He had noticed that the light at the alley entrance was flickering again and again, which could be dangerous for Ning. But when he returned home and stepped out of his car, Jang Ho attacked him. Dong understood why he was angry, so he didn't fight back and just endured his attacks until he got tired. Then he heard Jang Ho's stomach growling with hunger. He offered to buy him dinner and explained that his job was only to calculate data. He never thought it would affect someone's life indirectly. Jang Ho shared his pain. Because of the factory's closure, the lives of his employees were destroyed. He had to send his children to relatives. His wife started working at a bathhouse, and he himself became homeless. He was living only with anger against Dong, but he also knew deep down that it wasn't actually the analyst's fault. Dong felt pity for him. Using his connections, he talked to a casino president and arranged a temporary job for him so that he could stabilize his life again. That night, as usual, Ning came downstairs to feed the stray cat. She noticed that the flickering light was now fixed. Softly, she said to the cats, "You also stay away from humans, right? You only appear when you see me, just like me, a witch, hiding from the world." Behind the wall, Dong was listening to everything. His heart melted for Ning. For him, she looked like a princess locked in a castle, with no control over her own life. He swore to himself that he would find a way to break her curse at any cost. The next day, Dong went to his old village. He visited his school and asked one of his friends to call all their old classmates to meet. His friend asked why he wanted to call everyone. He said, "I will tell you all later." Then he went to the school's archive room and started investigating, hoping to find some clue about the curse. Before going to school, Dong visited the village chief to take the keys to his old house. During their conversation, the chief said that if he was not planning to come back, it would be better to sell the house because a resort was being built nearby and property prices were rising fast. So Dong asked if any strange incident had happened in the village recently. The chief said nothing unusual had happened since Ning left, except one incident. The laundry shop owner's son was injured by a wild boar attack. Dong met him and found out that he was their old classmate. He told him that after Ning's father's accident, he had comforted Ning by giving her bread because he liked her, but he never confessed his feeling. One day, while he was walking, a wild boar cornered him, and he got seriously injured. After that, Dong called his old classmates and started investigating more incidents. He found that another student, who once gave sweets to Ning, got injured in a bike accident and later changed school. Dong told one of his colleagues to collect more information about that student and asked other classmates for data too, so that he could connect all incidents with Ning. Then he went to the archive and took pictures of the school records where Ning studied. At night, he analyzed all the data and made a table. It showed that during Ning's school time, the number of accidents and deaths was unusually high, and every case was directly connected to her. It was proof that Ning really had a curse. Dong made a list of all injured classmates and decided to meet them personally to understand in detail. He observed that all injuries happened within a 10-meter radius when people were near Ning. He also noticed clear patterns, being in the same place as her, talking with her, getting close to her, and confessing feelings to her. If all these conditions were complete, the risk of death increased. Injuries also happened without confession, but after a confession made the danger even higher. As soon as Dong reached this conclusion, his old classmate Diane came to meet him. Then Diane confessed to Dong that she was the one who had spread the rumors about Ning being a witch. She did that because she was jealous of a senior who liked Ning. Diane requested Dong to deliver her sorry message to Ning. She also told him that the senior studied with her in the same university and suggested Dong to investigate Ning's college years too. Next day, Dong found that senior. He told him that Ning suddenly left the college. He also said that a movie theater ticket seller almost died because of Ning's curse. Hearing this, Dong went to meet that ticket seller. He told that Ning used to come to the cinema late at night when the hall was empty. Seeing her again and again, he fell in love with her and finally went to confess his feeling. Dong was shocked that he was still alive. When he looked closely, the name tag had only a nickname. The ticket seller told that he never used his real name and everyone knew him only by that nickname. That meant Ning never knew his real name. From here, Dong understood a new pattern. If Ning knew someone's real name, the risk of death became higher. Then Dong decided to test it. He measured the distance from his window to Ning's house. He calculated how far he could stay safe. Now, while using the tape measure, suddenly Ning appeared on the balcony drinking coffee. Dong quickly pulled back the tape, but the tape suddenly retracted and injured him slightly. It confirmed that 10 meters radius was Ning's danger zone. Next morning, Ning was pulling weeds in her small garden. Just then her aunt, who was also her landlord, came there. She praised Ning's beauty and youth and said she should not waste her life being locked inside the house. Then the aunt gave Ning the idea of meeting a boy. Because of her curse, Ning could not understand anything and could not explain her situation. Just then, Yulan arrived and told her aunt to leave Ning alone. After that, Yulan got the information that someone was waiting for her in a nearby cafe. There, Dong was waiting for her. During the investigation, he found that Yulan was Ning's only close friend in the last 9 years. Sitting there, Dong shared all his investigation findings with Yulan. He also told her about the patterns of the curse and asked for her help to make Ning's life normal again. Hearing this, Yulan decided to share more about Ning's past. She started telling everything that they both met in college. Yulan had noticed that Ning always wore black clothes and stayed alone. Still, all boys were interested in her. One boy kept inviting her for a movie again and again. One day when he forced her, he fell from the stairs and broke his leg. Still, he came to attend the student council meeting. His classmates said that the boy liked Ning and got close to her, and then the accident happened. Just like in school, rumors started spreading in college too that Ning was a witch. On the final exam day of the semester, Ning submitted her paper early and tried to leave. Just then, the professor wrote "I love you" on her paper and confessed his feelings. Ning got scared and immediately ran away. She even called an ambulance because she thought something bad might happen to the professor, but they took her call as a prank. Later, when Yulan tried to meet her, she saw the professor watching Ning through the window and suddenly a brick slipped. The professor fell from the building and died. After this incident, Ning left the college. When Yulan searched for her again, she found that Ning was living alone in a remote house. When Yulan tried to help, Ning refused and said she didn't want anyone's sympathy. At that moment, Yulan understood that her feelings for Ning were not just friendship or compassion, but a deep emotional connection. While leaving, Yulan gave Ning her phone number. A few months later, Ning called and said her house was robbed and she needed temporary help to stay. Next day, Yulan arranged a small attic room in her aunt's house for rent. That time, Ning smiled from her heart after a long time. Now in the present, Dong and Yulan visited the site where the professor's accident happened. Dong measured the distance and confirmed that it was also within the 10-meter radius. Then Yulan introduced him to 2 more people who had accidents after being close to Ning. They said the accidents happened when they were with her for at least 10 minutes in the same place. This added a new pattern. After noting everything, Dong decided to test his theory himself. Yulan understood that Dong had also developed feelings for Ning like other men. She got scared for him, but still agreed to help. She told him that a local supermarket delivered groceries to Ning's house every Tuesday. Hearing this, Dong applied there for a temporary delivery boy job. On Tuesday, when he came to Ning's house, he asked her to open the door to sign the delivery receipt. Then they both stood at less than 10 meters distance, and Dong was ready to test his theory. to see if he could stay safe with Ning for 10 minutes. Dong had already observed Ning's daily life and made notes. He saw that Ning worked on translation in the afternoon. Then, when tired, she rested on the balcony with coffee and instant noodles. She only went out at 2 a.m. when the streets were empty to feed stray cats. Her small joy was to take a random bus ride once a month, go till the last stop and return, just to observe life. She always did her shopping through supermarket delivery on Tuesday. He took a delivery boy job in the market. He delivered the groceries to Ning's house. He started the stopwatch and checked every item carefully to take extra time. When Ning signed, he safely left. It was less than 10 minutes and nothing bad happened. For the next few days, he kept doing such tests. He always returned before 10 minutes. Everything stayed fine. But one day he tried to take more time. While leaving, his ankle twisted. It confirmed that the 10-minute limit was real. Next Tuesday, Ning wanted to pay by card, but Dong forgot the card reader. Then he had to take cash, and the process went close to 10 minutes. Dong barely came out safely, but suddenly a signboard fell, and his hand got hurt. Now he realized that not only time, but also the count of words had to stay in the limit. Next time, Ning brought a drink for him, but she saw another delivery boy. She got disappointed. Dong, for his safety, bought the strongest motorcycle gear and went again for delivery. Ning got happy seeing him and carefully started checking the items. He started feeling that this short conversation was becoming important for him, but she didn't know that this delivery man was actually her old classmate Dong. When she saw the bandage on Dong's hand, she became sad. But Dong lied that he got the injury while playing sports so that she wouldn't worry. That time, he forgot to count the sentences, and after leaving, his bike slipped. An accident happened, and it got confirmed that talking more than 10 sentences also created danger. Now in the hospital, Yulan came to meet him and warned that if Ning ever got to know his real name, all the curse patterns would activate and his life would be in danger. But Dong refused to give up. He said that he would protect Ning no matter what. After recovering, Dong secretly followed Ning. When she went for her monthly bus ride, he sat on the last row of the bus. To maintain 10 meters distance, Ning was on the front side. Suddenly, she gave her seat to an elder woman and came 5 meters closer to Dong. Now the danger increased. Dong decided to get down at the next stop, but by then, the bus got stuck on a bridge. When 10 minutes were about to complete, the weather turned bad and lightning started flashing. The lightning struck near the steel cables, and then Ning saw him and called his name. Dong got shocked. He realized that now both of them knew each other's real name. The distance was less than 10 meters, and more than 10 minutes had passed. It meant all the rules were broken together. Believing in science and statistics, he saw only one option and jumped from the bridge. Then we see in flashback that during school time, Ning also used to see Dong from far away. Their eyes often met. She first noticed him during a tribute for a boy who died by lightning strike. She had known Dong's name from the name tag on his school uniform. She always saw him playing ball, laughing and smiling with his friend. On the school trip too, she noticed him while taking photos and slowly started liking to watch him more, always happy with his friend. Now on the day before graduation, Ning thought that she wished she could talk to him once. But that day, their eyes met for the last time. After graduation, Dong secretly left an air book at her house, where Ning saw his photo clearly for the first time. Now, after 10 years, she saw him jumping from the bridge. Suddenly, the ambulance came, and Dong was taken to the hospital. Ning felt relief, but also guilt that maybe because of her, Dong jumped. She checked the online news and found that Dong was safe. In the hospital, Yulan came to meet him and explained that he should let it go, because now Ning knew his real name, so the curse pattern would activate. But Dong refused to give up. He believed that he had tested all the patterns himself. Only one variable was left to clear. He saw that the accidents only happened with people who liked Ning. Then he thought, what if the rules were reversed? What would happen if Ning liked someone? Now on Yulan's question, Ning remembered her first love, a senior, who was selected in the university. She knew him since childhood and went to church only to see him. One day she saw him taking medicine, and the senior got scared that maybe Ning would tell his secret to everyone. After that, he started staying away from her. On graduation day, he gave his notes to Ning, but an insect bit him, and his friends took him away. Later, when they met again, the senior congratulated her for university admission. Ning thanked him for the notes, but he said that he didn't remember anything about her. Then Ning gave up her feelings for him. Dong listened to her story on Yulan's phone and thought that maybe the curse rules were different. He immediately came home and opened the old notebook of the senior, which Ning had thrown away earlier. On the last page, he found something important and went to the senior. The senior confessed that the incident was fake. Actually, he fainted because of his illness, and Ning had kept his secret hidden. Shockingly, he was the one who spread the witch rumor about Ning in school and college, to protect himself from his girlfriend's jealousy and to stop anyone from knowing his secret. Dong showed him the notebook page where the senior had written his feelings for Ning. The senior accepted that he liked Ning. Dong got angry that the senior broke all the rules and still stayed safe because Ning truly loved him. Now instead of saving her respect, he made her bad in front of everyone. Now going back home, Dong stuck his own photo on the investigation wall where it was written, Ning stalker. Now he understood that only those people stayed safe whom Ning genuinely liked. Dong now put everything on risk. His only goal was to know the feelings inside Ning's heart. For that, he trained and worked out for many days to make his body strong and attractive. Then he packed his bags and reached Ning's building. He rang the doorbell and appeared as a delivery man. That time he revealed that from the beginning, he was doing the delivery job only to see her. That means he indirectly cleared his feelings. But now he didn't give a direct confession. Ning got nervous and tried to stop him because she thought that due to the curse something bad could happen to him. But Dong, carefully counting the sentences, said that he had one important thing which he would tell only at the right time, no matter how risky it is. He assured Ning that the curse was not her fault. She should stop blaming herself. She should stay happy. Before leaving, he kept a gift at her door from her high school classmate and then pulled his suitcase and went away. This time Dong was with her for less than 10 minutes, but broke one rule. He talked more than 10 sentences with her. He was going away carefully avoiding accidents. Suddenly a truck was coming toward him. Now we see that the gift Dong gave to Ning had a flash drive inside it. In that flash drive were photos of Ning's childhood home and a video apology from Diane. Hearing that apology, all the emotions Ning had held inside for years came out, and she felt comfort for a while. After some days, Yulan contacted Kim because she had not heard from Dong for 15 days. She felt hurt because of Kim's cold attitude, as he was Dong's best friend. Still, he didn't care about his disappearance. The truth was that Kim had received a strange text from Dong, but when he called, he never got a reply. Starting the investigation, Kim found that Dong had resigned from his job and ordered some items at his new address. Following this clue, he reached Dong's apartment and, with the landlord's help, opened the room. The room was completely clean. His eyes went to a bookshelf that had unusual marking. Just then a phone beeped, and he saw that Dong's mobile was still plugged into the charger. Kim noticed that the bookshelf had only self-help books, which Dong normally never read, and all the translation parts were done by Ning. Then Kim asked Yulan how she knew Dong and about those books. When Ning's name came, Yulan got confused. She didn't tell directly about the curse, but after thinking a while asked, "Do you believe in witches?" Then Kim showed her Dong's bedroom. She noticed that the glass of the bedroom window was replaced with a one-way mirror, just like police interrogation room. When the lights were off, a message appeared, "Shine on you." After checking the computer, they found Dong's blog that had only 2 posts, and their timestamps matched the messages he had sent. Then Yulan picked up the mouse and, using the clues from the blog plus the mirror reflection, tried to log in. The password turned out to be the student ID number, and they got access. Inside were all Dong's data and experiment record. Opening the wrap, both got shocked because it was filled with damaged protective gear. Now they understood how much hardship Dong had faced in just a few months because of Ning. Now Kim made a plan that he would ask Ning directly because she was the last person who had seen Dong. But Yulan strongly stopped him because she feared that if the truth reached Ning, she could have an emotional breakdown. That night, when Yulan slept, Kim covered her with a blanket. Kim saw that Ning was going into the alley to feed her cat. He kept a safe distance, maintaining the 10-meter and 10-minute gap, and revealed his identity. They talked and crossed both limits, 10 minutes and 10 sentences. But the curse didn't affect Kim because it only worked on those who liked Ning. Then he understood what Dong's real plan was. Meanwhile, Yulan also found another secret in the computer data, that the curse was not only Ning. Kim too was suffering from the same curse. On the other hand, Ning remembered Dong's words, to live her life her own way and stay happy. Then Ning was looking toward the city of her dreams, where she always wanted to live. Suddenly the doorbell rang, and she thought maybe it was Dong, but it was Kim standing there. After a short talk, he gave Ning a report, the one Dong couldn't deliver 10 years ago. Reading the report, Ning came to know that Dong had been trying for years to prove that the accidents around her were were only coincidences. But Ning knew that her life could not be explained by simple chance. Kim told her that the report was biased because Dong had started his research with the intention to prove the witch theory wrong. Because of that, the data was biased. As the facts came forward, the truth started looking more terrifying. Kim said that the witch label perfectly fit on her. He also told Ning that Dong was missing and asked what had happened before his disappearance. After listening to Ning, Kim took her to Dong's apartment. There she clearly saw his room and realized that Dong used to observe her from there. Kim explained that legally, Dong could be considered a stalker, but the decision was in Ning's hands. He was ready to give testimony himself, but he also revealed that everything Dong did was for one reason, to understand the pattern of the curse and identify the variable. Seeing Ning, he turned on the computer and opened Dong's blog where years of data was collected. Ning said in confusion that she didn't need to see all this, because the field experiment had already confirmed that she was a witch. Then Kim explained that Dong's experiments were not to prove or disprove witchcraft, but to find a way someone could safely love her. He said that Dong had researched about her for so long, and now it was time for Ning to know about him. After Kim left, Ning studied all the information in detail. She saw how many times Dong had risked himself just to find a way to love her, even jumping into the river. Seeing this, Ning was deeply moved and decided that she would find Dong. A week later, Yulan told Kim that now Ning was also missing. But Kim stayed calm because he understood that Dong's plan was working. He quietly sat aside. Yulan misunderstood his silence and accused him of not caring at all. Then Kim asked her, "Have you started to fall in love with me?" Hearing this, Yulan became speechless and realized that she really had feelings for him. Then Kim started creating distance because he wanted to keep her safe. He always knew that strange incidents happened around him too, and that he was also cursed. Because of this, he had always chosen to live alone. But when Dong became his friend in university, he brought a little light into his life. He had seen that when Dong confirmed the curse was real, he cried. He thought Dong would give up, but he never did. Seeing Dong's data, Kim understood that his best friend didn't just want to save Ning, he also wanted to save him. After understanding all the rules of the curse, Kim's biggest fear was that Yulan might get hurt because of her feeling. Following Dong's found variables, Kim asked Yulan for some time so he could naturally fall in love with her. Hearing this, Yulan became happy and excited. She saved his number in her phone as Narcisse and later called him with the excuse of wanting Dong's update. But the real reason was to understand Kim's feeling. Then Kim understood and indirectly said that love doesn't always start from both sides at the same time, so she would have to wait until his heart was ready. But as soon as he got off the bus, Yulan was already waiting for him. She directly asked him about his feeling. Kim hesitated because he didn't want to hurt her. Finally, he confessed that he had never felt such emotions before, so he wasn't sure if it was love or not. But Yulan couldn't delay anymore. So, putting her heart at risk, she confessed her feelings to him and got on the bus. Meanwhile, Ning had reached her dream city, where she knew Dong would be. Then we see Dong appear there. Both of them talk about the city. Dong says it feels like his hometown. Ning thanked him for keeping her old house the same because, in the photos, everything looked just like she had left it. Dong told her that actually, it was his mother who did all this. She felt guilty for driving Ning away from town, so she asked Dong to apologize to her. Ning said there was nothing to forgive. She already knew his mother was a good person. Ning thanked Dong for bringing her back to life again. Then Dong noticed that they had already been together for more than 10 minutes and had crossed more than 10 sentences. Now he put everything at risk and confessed his feelings not once, but twice. Then dark clouds covered the sky and lightning started flashing. Ning got tense, but Dong told her that these were only his own feelings. If she couldn't return them, it wasn't her fault. Dong was about to leave when Ning stopped him. She told him that during her journey, she kept thinking about him and restudied all his collected data. She noticed one big thing. All those who shared their feelings with her had accidents only when they went away from her. When they were close, nothing happened. Hearing this, Dong realized this was the final variable. Now Ning emotionally said that he should never leave her because she had come all this way only to confess her love. Then the clouds cleared, and the beauty of the city appeared. Dong came close, and both hugged each other. On the other hand, we see that Yulan had confessed her love to Kim and got on the bus. Then Kim received a message from Dong about the final variable. He immediately called Yulan and told her to get off the bus and come to him. Yulan looked back and saw him running toward her with all his strength. She asked the driver to stop the bus, got down, and both ran toward each other. Kim told her never to leave him, and with a smile, Yulan promised that she would always stay by his side. Meanwhile, Dong and Ning were also walking in the city, talking with each other, and this is where the drama ends, with both couples finally together with their partners.